Road Rep Insider is excited to present Andrea with Earth Magic. Good morning, y'all. Road Rep Insider here today with Andrea from Earth Magic. I cannot wait for you to hear her story and see her products. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning, everybody.
Doing good, doing good. So, how did you start your line?
How did I start my line? Well, it's kind of a long story. I'll keep it as short as I can. I am retired Army and I was a combat medic and a nurse. And so I have that medical background of just being herbs and being healthy and doing all the things. And I've been doing that for years. When I got out, I used my GI Bill to go to culinary school, believe it or not. So then I was a chef. And then I got diagnosed with cancer, had breast cancer, and I was looking for an all natural deodorant. Um, I had used them in the past. I really found that it didn't really care for them. They didn't work like an antiperspirant. And I wanted to find something that would still not make me, smell horrible because most of the natural deodorants I used, it really did. And I thought, gosh, I'm a nurse, I'm a chef. I can make whatever I want. Like I can make this, I can do it. I tried many times and I failed. Just to be honest. And so then I came up with something that I really liked. And none of the other stuff that I bought out there that was all natural really did it for me. And so I started using this product and I was telling my friends about it. And they wanted to try it. And then they loved it. And then I was like, I make soap too. And I just said, I can't find all natural stuff made with good quality ingredients. I know there are a lot of makers out there, a lot. Um, but the quality controls weren't there that I seen. The products sometimes didn't work like they said. They made some outrageous claims. I don't make any claims on my product, just that they're all natural. And that's just kind of how it was born. I started sharing with friends and they loved it and they wanted me to make it. And I said, sure. I love doing it. I'm going to do it. So that's where we were.
Well, awesome. Well, congratulations on being a survivor. How long have you been?
Thanks. I actually am still in treatment. I am technically cancer free. I did have surgical removal and all of the things, and I finished radiation about 2 weeks ago. So, maintenance treatment now for probably the next 3 to 5 years. However, I started this business up right along while I was doing treatment and all the things, also while working full time as a nurse. So,
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm a breast cancer survivor of 8 years now. I have the BRCA
congratulations.
genes, so always something to watch for.
Yes, yes. I
And I just want to tell all the women out there how important it is to catch it early. If you catch it early, you have the choice, and the cancer doesn't. So,
absolutely. And it's not just while we're talking about that, I just want to throw a little bit of medical stuff in here for me. It's not, and not everyone knows, but it's not just always, do I feel a lump? Because that's what you hear. That's a lot of the education, all of the things. It's, irregular discharge from your nipples. It is dimpling in your skin. It is any kind of changes that you see. And it's not just your breast, it's your armpits and your lymph nodes and checking actually all the way up here through the neck and in your armpits. There's lots of things that sometimes we're just not educated on. And I feel it's really important. I didn't have any changes and I happened to notice a little dimple in my skin when I was getting out of the shower. That's how mine started and where it came from. And so, even if you don't buy my products, the one thing you take away from today is make sure you take care of yourself and any changes you see, get them checked. Get them checked.
well, my daughter is hard to wake up, and I went to wake her up one morning and I rolled her over, and her arm came up and hit me in the side of my boob, and it hurt. And it hurt all day long. And they said what she did was probably break open a blood cyst that was next to the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what was hurting me. And that's why I found it. I had just buried my mom 6 months earlier to cancer and just gotten proposed to by my husband. So I wasn't even thinking about the testing and all that. But yeah, it's, like I tell everybody, it's better to know and fight it from the beginning than to wait till it's too long.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks. You too. You too.
Thank
I'm glad we're
you.
both here today.
Yes, yes. So, how did you come up with the name Earth Magic?
Well, it's Earth Magic Body Potions is the long name. And herbs and holistic things are my earth magic. Mother Nature provides. And so I use a lot of herbs in all things and make my own teas. I make my own tinctures. I do all of those things. And so I really rely on a lot of those products in my products. And so it's earth magic to me. And body potions, because I'm making those potions for our body, right? From earth magic. So that's just kind of where it came from.
Cool, cool. Well, why don't you start showing us some of your products?
Absolutely. And I know we kind of talked about, some, I'm going to start with like my biggest sellers is
Okay.
where we'll go with that first. So some of my biggest sellers I already talked about was my deodorant. So I thought they'd be a male and female line. I was trying to go with that, and particularly because um, as my boyfriend discovered, men, they have the hair under the armpits. And so when you get more of a clayy type deodorant, it pulls on that hair. And so I tried to make the men's deodorant a little more fluid. So it wasn't grabbing that hair. But then I realized that these scents that I came up with that are the best thing for deodorizing is really good for a man or a woman. And so I just made them both a little more fluid so they could be used. And then keeping in mind that we didn't want to pull hair on anybody, whether it was a man or a woman. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the way I went with. So I have two scents. I do have an unscented formula as well. This is a deodorant, not an antiperspirant. And so the little bit of scent that I put in does help with any of the sweat that is absorbed with the ingredients that I use. And the unscented does not necessarily do that. So if you're a light sweater, the unscented is great. If you have sensitive skin, the unscented is great. A lot of my folks with unscented or with sensitive skin use the scented because I use essential oils to scent them, skin safe essential oils. And so those products usually work out really great. People are surprised, and I get lots of repeat customers with those. The next product I want to show you is my lotion sticks. These are a big top seller. Yeah, I have this itty bitty one, and I'm going to open it so you can kind of see.
Perfect for the purse.
Yes, and I started this out just in this size, and I called it my travel lotion stick. Um, I had so many people come back and say, "Can you please make this bigger, please? I love it. I want to use it every day." And my friend gave me some. She says, "Andrea, I know this sounds silly, but I love this thing, and I am so lazy to put on regular lotion, like the rubbing it in." I'm like, "Serious? The rubbing it in?" She said, "Yes, yes. This stick is amazing, and I don't have to rub it in. I don't have to do anything. I just like do on my legs, and I go, and I think it's wonderful." She's like, "Can you make it bigger?" So here we are,
Huh.
the bigger version. And so I really just put these in the deodorant size containers. So they are the same size, and people love it. So I have the two sizes available, and this can also serve as they want to try it first and see. I have 4 different scents in this. I have vanilla mint, and then a combination of frankincense, myrrh, and lemongrass. That one is really a stem and a theme you'll see in a lot of my products, and that's because frankincense, myrrh, and lemongrass is considered in the herbal world, a natural pain remedy, I would say. I don't want to make any medical claims at all, but if you look up each one of those essential oils on its own, they have anti-inflammatory properties. So they'll reduce swelling. A lot of people use them on their joints. And I do have a spray that I make with just carrier oils, and I tell folks to put it on their joints. And I have received so much feedback and great things from them. I call it 3 Wise Men Spray. So
Oh, I know frankincense is supposed to be one of the best ones out there.
yes, yes. And so those 3 things you will see as, and the scent is wonderful. I mean, I just love it. And it's one of my top sellers. The other scent that I have in that lotion is patchouli sandalwood. That is a very top seller as
That's a
well.
very popular scent too.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I think my next high seller is going to be all the soaps. Um, you wouldn't believe it. I was really kind of shocked with a lot of the artisan trading groups online and people who, if you're in a touristy area or those things, they want to see a lot of handmade local things. And so we've worked really hard on a couple of things with our soaps. We offer a 4-ounce, a 5-ounce, a decorative soap. We try and do seasonal soaps. So here's an example of how it's packaged. So not only do I hand make the soap, but they come in like little boxes with the labels, the scents. I do a wax stamp on here. We have directions and ingredients on all of our labels. And then a lot of people have issues with plastic from the shrink wrap. And here's what I will say about my shrink wrap, because I do like to keep things very natural. So this is a breathable, non-odor shrink wrap that I put all this on. And I do that because I've gotten a lot of feedback that when I ship things, boxes get wet and we don't want to ruin the product. And so I make sure I shrink wrap each one individually, and the smell does not seep into the soap. In addition, when you put them on the shelf, people touch them. We don't want them touching the actual
Yes.
soap, and they will. And so that's why I shrink wrap them. Just so that everyone knows. I do lots of custom orders as well. So if businesses, say a coffee shop, want to have their own line, I ask them to send me coffee grounds and I will make them soap out of their own line of coffee. I can do beer soap. So for breweries and things, if you have a line that you want to push and you come out with a new lager that you want, everybody to know about, and you want a soap named after that, and it's all natural and it's made just for you, I'll say, send me a little bit of your lager and we'll make you some soap. Beer soap is wonderful. So that's the neat thing, is I can custom and tailor all kinds of things, but I also have my tried and true recipe that I make my soap with. I can make vegan soaps, which most of my soaps are vegan, but I do have special requests for soaps made with tallow. The tallow soaps are a lot softer. They have some skin benefits, oleic acid, those kind of things. And I have lots of farmers in my area. And so they like that. I can do goat's milk. I can do all the things. So if you have a specialty that you want your soap geared towards, we can work on making that too.
Okay. That's awesome. That's really cool.
We have lots of fun molds. So this one's already wrapped. I don't know if you can see.
Yes.
So I have a kids line. So you see like little squirrels and little tigers. My decorative soap, like some of these are the ones that we did for Valentine's Day, and I'm doing Valentine's bouquets with flowers, but they're soap bouquets. We do the 4-ounce that comes in this. These are all poured. Any scents that you want, I probably have it. We have lots of cool things. Oh, I do have some soaps to show you that are not wrapped. So maybe you can see the quality of the soap.
What is that a picture of?
So this is one of my molds. A gentleman who collects skulls. He had made a suggestion to get this. So this is a little thing for New Orleans, and it says voodoo on it, and has a little party hat. I have I can show you a couple of different ones. We ride
Oh,
motorcycles a lot, so I have a little motorcycle guy. I do loofah soaps as well. So these are poured soaps with a loofah embedded in it for exfoliation. Like I said, we do lots of custom things for folks, but I have a standard large line that I can pour in small batches, but bulk orders. So
well,
those are
that's
kind
really
of some things.
cool. Huh.
Those are my top sellers.
Okay. Well, anything else you might want to show us or tell us about, or that you have in the
Um,
works, or
sure, absolutely. So I do carry body butter. I
okay.
do these kind of in smaller batches, but I do have them. These are the two sizes, so you can kind of see the difference. 2 and 4 ounce. They are wonderful, but I need orders a little bit ahead of time, and that's because the shelf life on these are really 6 to 9 months. So I make them, I love them, but because of that feature, and I don't use any preservatives, right? So and I kind of refuse with the laurels of my company, and that's really the way that I want it to be. And so I suggest to folks to get 1 or 2 at a time to put on the shelf and then reorder. A couple other things I have, I'll show you these. I have 5 scents of these, what I'm calling tub teas. So it is dead sea salt and a bunch of essential oils and flowers and herbs. Let me just open this package here real quick. They are in these large tea bags, 3 to 4 tea bags in a bag, and you throw them in the bathtub and it soaks, and you get all those wonderful benefits of having all that stuff floating around your bathtub. The only difference is cleanup. You can just take that tub tea and put it in. The other thing is although it really is it says on the directions, 1 use, because I don't guarantee it after 1 use, but I have many clients who use these sometimes 2 and 3 times for each tea bag, and then they just toss them in the trash. And so you don't have all that stuff going down your drain. Everything is nice and neat and things floating around the bathtub, So that's the tub tea that we are introducing. I also am working on a couple of things that have been requested. I'll find them here. These are called bubble bars. They look like little ice cream scoops. I'll have them in different things. This is my trial phase, and it's a solid, all natural bubble bath. And so you run this under your hand while the bathtub is running, and you get the thick, foamy bubble bath. Yeah, so that's a fun thing. And then I've had a request for all natural shampoo and conditioner bars. And I'll be honest, I'm working on the recipe because the all natural part is really tough. They make those with a lot of synthetics. And so I'm hoping to have that product line up within the next 2 months, to be honest, but the testing phase is still undergoing with that. But I think we're almost there. And my testers have they're close to approving. They're close to approving. Little recommendations here, and so it's really the bubbles and the surfactant that I'm trying to get down with the shampoo, and the non-synthetics with the conditioner. That one is really rough without leaving things in your hair. So that's the piece that we're working on to make sure we have a good quality bar that we're sending out to everybody. So.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there with it.
Perfect. I hope so. I hope so.
So if a store wanted to buy from you and bring your line in, what is your minimum opening order?
So I have no minimum orders. I will tell you that. I have a recommendation. My recommendation has been based off of folks who have carried my product line. I do recommend a starting order of around $500 to $600 wholesale. And the reason why I do that is because when folks are educated about my product, when they're selling it, and it goes out, it sells very quickly. had a store take on some of my products a couple days ago, and they did, an order for $300 to start off with. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, that's a good start. Whatever you think, you want to see if it tries and whatever. And then they were wiped out pretty quick. And so, if you're far away from me and I have to ship something, it may be a couple days. And so I would definitely recommend that, at least a $500 or $600 order. I just don't do minimums. I don't do minimum reorder either. I feel like my product speaks for itself, and folks are going to love it and they're going to come back for it. And if you're educated about it, to sell it to your customers, which if you do carry my product line, I ask that there is a 30-minute session with either you or your employees or whoever is going to be marketing that, so that they understand what my ingredients are in the product line, how I sell them, where placement should maybe be, or suggestions what a display setup should look like, keeping the little things at the cash register, like the lip balm. I guess I didn't mention that. The lip balm is also a big seller. I'm sorry, I forgot that one. These little, it was hiding. That's what I forgot. It's hiding. These little guys, everybody loves the consistency of these lip balms, and I carry them in orange, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla mint.
Ooh.
So, I tell everybody, keep these at the cash register. They pick these up like crazy. Keep things on a top shelf at eye level, so that they can see the product. Break some stuff out so that they can smell it. Because the smells, I get a lot of feedback on, it's not overpowering. They're all natural. Even some of the soaps that I use fragrance oil in versus the essential oil, they are all natural fragrance oils. So they are lasting, but they're not strong and overpowering. So you're going to get a great medium fragrance out of all of these, unless it's a custom order and you want something very light or very strong or whatever. I can curtail those kind of things. But yeah, so did I answer the question?
Yes, you did. You did.
Just rambling on.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to have to order some of your products and try them. I would love to see what they're
I'm
like.
excited. I think the other thing I had out here, let me see. Maybe not. Let me grab it. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. So I have these little kits. I'm going to have ambassadors who work with me as well. And these are people that I know and trust to share my product. So for wholesalers, you may have an ambassador in your area, which we actually, you and I discussed a little bit. So excited for where those kind of opportunities. And my ambassadors really represent me and my company, and they will have little packages like this of trial stuff. So I have 4 trial soaps. I have a body salve, a lip balm, and a lotion stick in here, along with business cards. So these are some things that I just wrap up and package. I will have my ambassadors have several of these to be able to share with businesses. But if businesses want them directly, of course, they can reach out to me, and I can send little samples if they're serious about the product and just want to see what they're about, or if they have a special request, like, hey, I'm thinking about taking some deodorant or something. So I'll make you up a little batch and we'll send them out and say, hey, how do you like the product?
They love to try them, so that's an awesome idea.
Yeah. So we have those little packages as well.
Good. Well, thank you so much for being on today, and I look forward to seeing where you go with your line.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thanks for having me on.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Thank you to Andrea with Earth Magic for being on today. For more information on this line, you can contact me at celesteanderson.rep@yahoo.com.